The future of this great city, Lagos, lies on the determinant spirit and willpower of the government of the day to sustain the vigorous drive to build the much desired 21st century city, but not without the collective support of Lagosians. Because we have keyed into that vision on the City of Lagos TV show, let's share the success story about our great Lagos. Welcome to the show. Have you ever wondered why Lagos is walking, progressing and rising despite obvious challenges in the global political, socio-economic landscape? Well, it's because Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has unflinching energy, determination, resilience and doggedness to drive a proactive, responsive, innovative and focused government with the able support of his highly efficient cabinet members. This is evident in recent official engagements of Mr. Governor. So sit back as we bring you the sight and sound of Mr. Governor's activities from the Governor's office platform on the City of Lagos TV show on TV Nigeria. Thanks for joining us. And now to the stories. The recent signing and operational launch of the Electronic Fiscal Planning Process System, EPPS, by Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu was not only a strategic and smarter way to plan and manage the city of Lagos, but to effectively upscale accountability, efficiency, and professionalism in the business of urban development. Mr. Governor, in his speech, shared his thought along this line and submitted that the launch syncs with its government's Themes Plus developmental agenda.
With more people, with certainly more businesses and more activity every day, it's clear that we need a smarter way to plan and to manage our city. The old paper-based system, while useful in the past, can no longer keep up with the speed, with the scale, with the level of accountability and transparency that a 21st century megacity truly demands. If indeed we want to be competitive, we want to be responsive, we want to put ourselves with other community of cities, there are things that we have to learn and we have to change and we have to be ready to imbibe. The EPPS fits perfectly, in my view, with our Themes Plus agenda, especially under the technology and innovation, building 21st century economy, and a city that is resilient, improving governance and service delivery, all of them under our Themes Plus agenda. And so the EPPS was developed by Lagos State Government with support of all of our technical partners, and it is part of our bigger EGIS project, which digitalizes land administration, mapping, and data management across the states. This is not a project about anybody losing their job. It's about a project in which we want to give you a better tool to be efficient, to be more professional on your job. I've never seen an array of laptops and desktops like this before, over 1,000 of them that will be deployed to various offices and desks. Whatever tool would you require? I want to reduce the burden of paper that affects the health, that affects breathing, that people are wearing masks and nose masks and rest, into a digital age.
The Lagos State Governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, effectively used the recent Third Federal Airports Authority of Nigeria National Aviation Conference to articulate his government's strategic and effective integrated mobility ecosystem to complement the efforts of FAN as the foremost aviation gateway in Lagos. Mr. Governor noted the essence, challenges, and importance of the conference, calling on all stakeholders to drive seamless connectivity.
On behalf of the government and the people of Lagos State, to deeply welcome you all to our city into this year's edition of FAN's National Aviation Conference, FINAC, which is holding here at the hospitable Eco Hotel and Suite. Lagos is indeed proud to be your host today, not just as Nigeria's commercial nerve center, but as the country's foremost aviation gateway and a committed partner to FAN and the federal government in building a stronger, safer, and more competitive aviation industry for our nation. Aviation at the heart of the nation's next generation story. Every serious conversation about Nigeria's economic future at some point lands in some way on the aviation. Aviation is not just an aircraft movement or passenger number. It is about competitiveness to connectivity and opportunity at home. And so here in Lagos, we feel the reality every single day. The Murtala Mohammed International Airport, which remains as Nigeria's premier international gateway and one of the busiest airports in Africa, serving millions of passengers annually and anchoring the country's aviation network. But the same success that has made Lagos a regional hub have also exposed our constraints, congestions on our airstrikes and our land sites, pressure on our terminal infrastructure, the need for redundancy and resilience, and the need to position Nigeria for the next era of global aviation. One defined by larger aircrafts, more demanding passengers, e-commerce logistics, and stricter environmental standards. That is why this conference, in my view, is so important. Over the last edition, FAN has used this platform to interrogate themes such as the sustainability of Nigeria's aviation industry and the reforms required to keep our sector globally competitive. Today, we must move from conversations to a coordinated execution. Lagos is a life laboratory for integrated transportation. Lagos is a megacity under construction, not in a chaotic sense, but in a deliberate, structured way. We're building an integrated, multimodal transport backbone, which is designed to move over 20 million residents and millions who come to do business within our jurisdiction. And so over the last couple of years, we have made history and we have progressed with your support. The Lagos Rail Transit Blue Line from Maltu to Marina is now operational. It has moved over 8 million passengers. It is being carried, on a daily basis by over 200,000. It crosses the east to the west axis of the state. The red line linking Agbado in Ogun State to Ingbo and ultimately to the National Arts Theatre has been inaugurated and is progressively extending. It will also at some point extended with the cooperation of FAN into the Murtala Mohammed International Airport by the Ikeja terminal. And so we've also signed an MOU to unveil the 68-kilometer Green Line corridor, which is meant to move from Marina, from Lekki Phase 1, all the way to the Lekki Free Trade Zone. It's designed to pass through Victoria Island, Lekki, Aja, and ultimately, with our own vision, our own Lekki International Airport. So we're building even infrastructure before we build our own airports. And so along our BRT network, ferry services are also ongoing. We've seen upgraded investments, not only in isolated projects, where are elements of a single vision to create an integrated mobility ecosystem in which you have functional rail, you have effective road transportation, you have safe water infrastructure, and of course, air transportation, all in a seamless connectivity.
And still from the governor's office, the Lagos State Governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, at the just held 11th Lagos International Climate Change Summit, made a valid and thought-provoking revelation that climate change is a valid reality which requires urgent, inclusive, and innovative strategies for a safer Lagos. He further revealed that Lagos has adopted a forward-looking approach on the climate era anchored on 3 pillars.
I think I stand here with very warm pleasure and as welcome all of us to the 11th Lagos International Climate Change Summit, with an important summit which we call the Climate Summit. We see it as a gathering that brings together innovators in this space, visionaries, financiers, policymakers, and all of you. We believe we're all united by a single cause. We're all planning to secure the planet, the mother earth planet that we all call home. And coincidentally, as the world converges in Brazil to begin deliberation of COP30, which is a conference of partners, which I also was meant to be there. But I think the Vice President is leading the Nigerian delegation on a yearly basis. We see our decisions and our discussions here in Lagos as not just peripheral. We believe that they are critical, they are pivotal, because for cities like ours, climate change is not just an abstract headline. It is a valid reality of where we are. And our response, therefore, must be urgent. Our response must be inclusive and must be innovative. We clearly have close to 25 million population. We are in a coastal area that has almost 190 kilometers of Atlantic coast. So Lagos lives where land meets the ocean. We say that we have only 2 borders, the Atlantic Ocean and just 1 neighboring state. Some other states in the country have 10 neighbors. We have the major Atlantic Ocean is our longest neighbor. And so when we say that Lagos lives where lives meet the ocean, that's the essence of what we mean. Where our ambition collides with nations' limits. Yet, we have chosen not to retreat, but we have chosen to rise, as Lagos continues to be a city that is built on water, is built on energy, and is also built on entrepreneurship. And as it often said, Lagos does not wait for the future. Lagos actually builds its future. And that future must be sustainable, a future that must be inclusive, and must be a future that is ocean-powered. And that is very, very critical. Otedola, Lagos cannot do without its water. And so everything we're building must be ocean-powered. And so our approach to this climate era is anchored on 3 critical interconnected pillars. We believe it has to be resilience, we have to be completely innovative, and we have to be able to create a financing model that would work. And so we're building a coastal resilience to protect the life and livelihood of our people. We're driving ocean innovation to emerge commerce and mobility. And we're unlocking green and blue finance to power both. And so we're being very deliberate in all of those pillars. We're creating green economy, we're projecting and we're pushing blue finance. And we're doing this too to unlock the potential, because it's only commerce and mobility that can help us create and sustain that Lagos that we want to build out of ocean power. And you saw some of the pictures that, climate change and ocean issues are real. You don't need to go far to see them in real facts. And so the Great Wall of Lagos, like David said, it sounds very nice. It's one of Africa's most ambitious coastal defense systems. We've used it to transform what could have been an Atlantic wasteland into a thriving Eco-Atlantic city. With our partnership, Eco-Atlantic, we've created over 8 million cubic of sand to build that wall. And like Freeman said, we're still going to 10 million. And so we've seen the rise of a city out of water, which is a living testament of human ingenuity and a Lagos that is completely defiant. We're very optimistic. We're very forward-looking. A place that was once threatened by erosion, it now stands as a beacon of renewal.
Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu recently commissioned multiple projects in Lagos Island East LCDA, namely the Island Golden Court, Lagos Island East LCDA Command, Senator Oluremi Tinubu Mall, Honorable Razak Folorunso Balogun Legislative Building, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu Adura Gbemi Complex, as well as the Modupe Ola House. Mr. Governor equally officially commissioned the e-birth registration in Lagos State. In his speech, Governor Sanwo-Olu spoke on the essence, value of the e-birth registration. Also praised the great achievements of the local government chairman for all the lofty projects.
First is to acknowledge the great work that all of our chairmen is doing with our UNICEF support. Today we're doing twin in one. We're also using this occasion to launch the e-birth registration, which is a collaboration with all the local government and UNICEF, of course, with the support of the Lagos State Government Ministry of Health. Every child from the age of 0 months to 12 months are meant to do the e-registration. Those children, they will have their NIN number. What it means is that it's data that we're collecting right from their birth. And that is the way to go. Government can use it to plan, government can use it to support development, and government can use it to know where each and every one of us is staying. It helps government. The main assignment for me here today is an assignment to show a man that has been adjudged as one of the best local government chairmen in the country. He's very grassroots driven. He understands the rudiments of local government interaction with his community. I see him during COVID and all of the issues around during that time. He was leading, and he was leading from the front. And you can see that he's not just leading, he's also building and he's constructing. I've been to this local government. This is with the third time that I'm coming to support all of his projects. And I'm happy that today he's commissioning not one, not two, about 9 different projects, buildings that are standing in different parts of the LCDA. The Prince Tajuddin Oluyole Olusi Housing Estate, which is Island Golden Court, which consists of 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, and 4-bedroom terraces. He also did not stop at that. He built an office for the Lagos State Neighborhood Watch. The office will help them to respond quicker. They will have a place where they can take off from again, and they can respond to all of the local issues. Thirdly, a shopping mall here on Adedele Street. There are about 6 different structures that have been rebuilt and extensively refurbished. Here, inside the local government premises, Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu Administrative Building. This is big. This is humbling. Thank you very much. And I'm hoping that this 56 suites of office complex will be put to good use. The local government will raise sufficient revenue. They will interact with the public professionally, and will see growth and development in this building going forward. There is also the newly built 500-seater event hall. We'll also have FOK Sonya Chapel, the Alaja Risikat Ogubambi Abisogun Mosque. All of these events will support, in my view, local entrepreneurship. It will boost the IGR of the local government, because what it means is that our citizens can come and they can do their business differently at different locations. The legislative arm they'll be very comfortable in their buildings. All of the councillors and the leaders of the house, they have a space to work from. If you want to use the local government premises for a meeting or for an event, they have a 500-seater utility hall. They have the mosque. They have a chapel. They have everything inclusive. You know, they also have an all-state agency building. That's a big one for us, where all the state government agencies, LAPCA, LASURA, LAFIDA, all of them can have a one-stop shop. I think it deserves another round of applause for that, for also thinking through all of the state agencies inside the premises of the local government. And all of this is done with dedicated transformer, with solar lighting in all of them, and is ensuring that the community have something that they can feel, they can touch, and they can see development, in their neighborhood.
Let's now bring you recent events Mr. Governor was ably represented. The recently held Lagos Agri-Innovation Summit 2.0, organized by the Ministry of Agriculture and Food System, brought together food experts, vendors, agricultural investors, and key players in the agricultural food chain with one purpose, which is to drive the agro-business chain in Lagos. Representing the governor at the occasion was the Deputy Chief of Staff, Mr. Sam Egube, who spoke to the press about the strategic value and importance of the event.
Lagos is the capital of the cerebral capacity of this country. We believe it is Nigeria's best chance to make a difference. We believe we have responsibility not only for Lagos, but for Nigeria. We believe that Lagos should be seen as a national asset, not just as a state. And in this light, we believe that food security systems is very, very important, and food security is at the heart of Mr. President's strategy. It's at the heart of Lagos State's strategy. And we are here to excite our people and to cause them to focus on this great dream to lift Nigeria forward. It's the reason why we are investing and partnering with the private sector in the food systems and logistic base. We believe with that, we are going to stimulate production up country. Value is always going to be driven by the market, and Lagos is the biggest market in sub-Saharan Africa. So we must pay particular attention to what Lagos does and how we mobilize the people of Lagos to produce for Nigeria. Like we saw in all the presentation, it's not just about planting seeds and harvesting it. It's about how those seeds get to the plates in the market. And giving Lagos unique positioning in the African continent as the largest food market, we must begin to drive the narrative. We must begin to stimulate our young people to be creative and to innovate. Historically, we thought that where land is limited, agricultural production is limited, but we have seen from around the world that that is not true. With a lot of innovation, with a lot of drive and a lot of determination and energy, we can do what historically used to be impossible. And that is what Lagos stands for. We will show the way, and we believe that through that light that we shall show, which we will see shine today at this Agri-Innovation Summit 2, right? We will attract the nation from the north, from the east, everywhere, to return back to that productive capacity. And we shall help stimulate the channels of trade, right, to ensure that our food production are sustained up to the market because of what we are doing in our logistic base, because of what we are doing in our food market, our middle market, because of what we are doing in the last mile, because of what we are doing in the in LACE, in the Lagos Aquatic Center for Excellence, because of what we are doing in our schools and our education systems in the agri sector. So that is the message today. The message today is that indeed, because Lagos thrives by all of us partnering together, we have come to pull that partnership together in this place through the competitions that we see, through the support that we see, and that we give innovators so that we can grow the outcome and ensure that food security is sustained in a steadfast manner in Lagos and for Nigeria.
The Lagos State Governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, ably represented by his deputy, Dr. Obafemi Hamzat, alongside key strategic official members of the All Progressive Congress in the Southwest Zone, recently launched the e-registration hands-on device application. The Deputy Governor spoke on the strategic relevance, importance, and benefits of the exercise.
Whatever you cannot measure, you cannot manage it. It's not possible. So as a political party, we must measure our members. It's the only way to manage it. So we must thank you, sirs, and thank the chairman of our party, the president of our country for doing this. It's important. We must be able to know who are the members of our party. Where are they? It's not just when election is coming that we'll be running all over the place. We must know so that we can even synchronize. We can hear from them during governance what is happening in your area. How are we doing? Are we meeting the expectations of our people? It's the only way to do it. So those of us that have this responsibility, we thank you. It's a great job that you have. I pray that you do it well. What we are doing is to make sure that we're able to count, aggregate, and say, okay, this is how we need to move as a political party. Political parties, as we know, are formed to run countries. We are lucky we have a president that understands data. All the candidates during election, all of them, said, oh, fuel subsidy. In fact, Peter Obi said it's a fraud. It's a scam. But when it was implemented, they all ran away because they thought it is easy. It's not. Surgeries are never easy. If somebody breaks a leg and you do surgery, it will be painful. So the president has done the surgery, is healing now, and we are seeing the results.
And now to some courtesy visits to Mr. Governor in recent times. The Lagos State Governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, received in audience the chairman of the board of the Nigeria Institute of International Affairs, NIA, Professor Akinyemi, alongside the DG of the institute, Professor Osage, and key members on a courtesy visit to Mr. Governor. The occasion presented the opportunity for Professor Akinyemi to call on the governor to assist the infrastructural growth and expansion of the institute. It was also a great opportunity for the DG of NIA to present the certificate of Fellow of the Nigerian Institute of International Affairs to Mr. Governor.
The important thing, sir, which I would like to emphasize each time I have the opportunity to meet with you, was that those individuals started donating the land that the Lagos State government had allocated to them. Where we are now was a land given to Sade Tokunbo Ademola by the Lagos State government. It was not that we had a land of our own. He donated it. Then you have all the others who ended up being members of our governing council donating lands. And that's how we established a presence in Victoria Island. I hope, Your Excellency, that you will regard all of us as children of the soil, that whatever it is that we want and we ask of you, you will seize the opportunity of your occupying the exalted office of Governor of Lagos State to add your own contribution to the vision of our forefathers. Now that we've grown, we are constrained by the infrastructure that we have. And that's what was behind the letter I wrote to you. I think as far back as May, is it? Yes. As far as May, that I wrote to you to ask for your infrastructural contributions to the growth of the institute. I apologize that I wasn't there when you came to give a lecture. I was at Evercare Hospital. Old age has ways of dealing with people. So as the institute is growing older, I am also growing older. And that has its own consequences. But I thank you for giving us this opportunity to meet with you. I know you are, anybody who is occupying the exalted office of Lagos State, I don't know where you find the time to do all the things you're doing, because we follow you on television. You need 48 hours in a day to achieve what you have set for yourself. So thank you very much, Your Excellency, for honoring us by granting us this opportunity.
In his response, Governor Sanwo-Olu assured the NIA team of the government's continuous support for the institute.
Lagos, is part of our history as it is part of the institute's history. So we're truly privileged that the institute is here we will ensure that it remains here. We will do everything to ensure that they will not even think about removing it from here. It is our international institute, and it has a lot of historic, perspective, and it's on that part of, commitment that is important for us, as the founding fathers did so selflessly, that if we that are in the saddle of leadership now have a call on us, the minimum we can do is to sustain, that level of patriotism, that level of commitment to continue to let, the institute thrive and live another 30, 40, 50 years. Our commitment and our desire is for the institute to also outlive us, as it has outlived all of those founding fathers then, and will continue to make it, not just a place of international repute and study and research, but a place of glory, for the country. So I feel truly honored that you leading the council at this time, and you have an array of competent executives, we're hoping that they will also be able to chart, the path for another 10, 20 years for the institute. And so if that is the vision, it fits very well with our own vision as a government as well, because we are very forward-looking, we're progressive, and we would want to leave things better than we've met it.
And finally, from the governor's office, the recent courtesy visit by the managing director of Cadre Nigeria PLC, Mrs. Adeboye, and her management team was a great opportunity to articulate the progress report of the multinational organization to Mr. Governor, and equally solicit for his support to ensure smooth operations of the organization. The governor, in his response, however, assured the Cadre management of his government's full support in critical areas of concern that will enhance the multinational company's productivity.
Cadre, as you probably know, we are the proud producers of some brands that hopefully some people in this room consume. Bonvita, I'm sure a few people grew up with Bonvita. Tom Tom. We set up our factory in Ikeja a long time ago with very old technology. And a few years back, we decided to modernize it and installed a huge capacity for Bonvita in Ikeja. Despite the economic downturn and all of that, we continue to invest in those brands. We bring in hot chocolate, something that a lot of people also hope here know, Cadbury Hot Chocolate 3-in-1. We bring that in from Ghana, mainly because of some peculiarities, which I'm hoping that this government will help us to resolve in terms of ingredients that we don't have in Nigeria that is peculiar to Ghana. But unfortunately, we cannot do it in Nigeria. So we import hot chocolate from Ghana to Nigeria. We do cocoa here, but the Nigeria cocoa has a bit of a difference in terms of the taste that it produces. For example, you cannot use our cocoa to make chocolate, nor can you use it to make certain types of indulgent chocolates. However, we use it to make Bonvita because Bonvita has a bit of a more sort of like bitter taste than a hot chocolate. So cocoa in different countries, I think it's like fruits in different countries, depending on the terrain, would come out with different flavor. The unfortunate thing is that our hot chocolate that we make in Ghana, 97% of it is consumed in Nigeria. So I always ask myself, why am I giving Ghana the benefit of all that investment when it could be here in Nigeria? We have spoken to people in Abuja, but I think, if we get some help and some push from the state government, it would also help. The help will be the ability to bring in just that ingredient, that cocoa. Everything else we get in Nigeria. Interestingly, all the pack materials and all the other ingredients we send to Ghana for the finished product to come to Nigeria. Again, because of the nature of what we produce, you cannot run out of power, but it is very expensive. And it is how do we manage power? And I'm sure I'm speaking for a lot of manufacturers in Nigeria, in Lagos, and probably in Nigeria. You generate your power as well. So we're all power generators, and I think how do we harmonize that and make it more affordable, because it's a key ingredient for manufacturing.
We're here, to continue to provide, an enabling environment so that Cadbury can live another 60 years, and continue to remain, have a product that is in almost every household. I'm sure that will be the vision.
That is our vision.
Exactly. So try and continue to understand and know that competition is real, but you have the experience and the old knowledge of understanding what the market should look like. And we're here if there's any other thing we can do to support and to help. Just be rest assured that we're here, and I want to wish you the very best.
That's the news show reel from the Governor's office in recent times for this broadcast. Keep a date with us for fresh updates from the Governor's office. Thanks for watching. Lagos will surely make it to its great destination. Join the train again next week on the show. See you next week. Thanks for watching.